Welcome along to EXFL Tier 2 Season X. We are here for round 22 out of 22, the finale in Abu Dhabi at the Yas Marina circuit. 18 minutes ahead of us then, 13 drivers, still waiting on one or two to join to make it 14 or 15. There's one. Yeah, we come to chapter 22 then, under the night sky in Dubai, where we can see one of two drivers cement their name in history. And is it either going to be Josh Hewitt, champion of the world, or is it going to be Sam L, the victor? Because one's got it all to do, one has to barely do anything. It is a championship down to the wire season finale title decider, but it's the furthest thing you could probably see from it, because one of the championship leaders has a qualifying ban, unfortunately, in the form of Sam L. He will start this race from last. He has got it all to do. He needs the drive of his life and a bit of luck to win this championship. He trails Josh by 24 points with 25 points remaining. So, Josh knows what he has to do today. He needs to finish 9th or higher, and that is good enough to become world champion, to achieve the dream he has been waiting for and building up for 3 years and a bit, since he was in that dramatic title finale 6 seasons ago. And we talk about redemption arcs, and this has probably got to be the highest one. But yep, Sam will start 14th or 15th then. Not only has he got to do what Josh did in Vegas, of go from the back when he was 18th to win the race, he's somehow got to hope something happens to Josh to finish 9th. Well, finish 10th or worse. So I think the last person who should be joining is Adam in the Alpine. He said his Wi-Fi keeps acting up. But yeah, Josh Hewitt on his medium run then. I think the Aston ahead of him. Warren just getting out of the way. So yeah, we had a bit of a rundown. Warren, to end the season, is the only Aston Martin, as Drifting has moved on from his unfortunate end to this season. With back-to-back DNFs, he will be hoping to go on to F1 25, looking for more. We've got Simon reserving in the Red Bull. I believe he's just in front of Josh and might hold him up slightly, but he is on a lap himself, so it's very close between the pair of them. But Josh just goes into the 23s, may have got held up slightly from Simon, as Warren is about to begin his lap on the hard, so hard, soft and medium for the top three. Frosty Life, once again, he has been on tremendous form recently. Unfortunately, Adam is not racing today. He is in Poland. Last week's race winner and two-time winner of this season. So it's down to Frosty Life then, who qualified on the front row a few times recently. Constant top fives now, and missed out on the win by just over half a tenth to his teammate last time out in Qatar. But nonetheless, he was extremely happy for the result, as Chubster goes half a second quicker than Eggy, who now puts in a time good enough to be within just over a tenth behind. Eggy, in his 52nd race, still yet to pick up that win, but you never know. And Chubster as well, never know, could also, as he also is winless right now, but they've still both had some really solid seasons to be proud of, as Sombra by 7/10 shows that he might be one of them to beat with his impressive debut from Texas onwards towards the end of the season. And yeah, Mercedes looking strong. So Frosty back into the pit lane. And wouldn't he love a win to seal off the season? We got Birdie, who joined at the halfway stage, who has been very consistent in turning up, has got a few points here and there, and I'm sure will end the season on a high. Dello in 9th. That's how many IPs he's got, I think. from this season. A few unfortunate incidents he's been involved in. Nothing malicious though. But he'll take a lot from his debut season in EXFL and hopefully do a lot better next time. And then we have Noah returning, the Dutch Dodo. A lot of history in EXFL Tier 2 with him, racing for Red Bull and Williams. Well, he's back tonight reserving in the Red Bull. And we're going to see what he's made of on this game. And then we have Nathan in his 91st and potentially last race. We'll see how it goes. He has been consistently scoring some points recently, getting RB up there, getting himself up there towards the top 10. On late, gaining opportunities where there is on late safety cars and whatnot, to get himself constant 7th, 8th, 10th, 9th. And then we have the two McLarens of Yonder, who's had a standout rookie season, and I'm sure he would. It's going to be very interesting to see where he can go next time out. As that's Noah going 5th, and then that leaves Christian P13. This might be his last race for a while. I'm not too sure when he'll get F125, as the new game is out. So for right now, he'll just try his best to see what he can do. He's currently invalidated as he comes around the final corner with a 26.5. So yeah, La Sombra has been on pole 2 times, yet to pick up a victory, however. Has finished 3rd in his debut in Texas. Has finished 2nd in Brazil 2 weeks later. Did not race last time out. But right now he's got quite the deficit to the rest. Yonder P6 then. As well, we may as well go on board with the championship leader to do his first soft run. And for a lot of these guys, well, I guess for all of these guys, today is the day, the last league race on F124. Their last qualifying, a year's worth of work. Whether they've enjoyed the game or not, let's see what they're made of. Josh diving into turn 1 then, easy left-hander. Getting on the curb, gaining the momentum, building up the speed through 2 and 3, easily flat. You don't even have to think about them. On the exit of 4, heading into 5, first set to split, 17.6 on the nose. On the exit of 5 then, taking it easy. DRS open to start the first of 2 long straights in the middle sector, joined by the chicane. Heavy braking, making sure to hit the inside curb, which he does perfectly there, and avoiding that little orange sausage curb. He's taking that very nicely indeed. DRS open once again, keeping his car over to the left to shave off any few thousandths. Finishing the middle sector split then. It's a 53.0 as well, up by 4/10. Trying to hug the inside, round turn 9, a little bit of a wobble as that's Dello going P3. As for his teammate, he's now just got to navigate the technical part of the track through the middle sector, through the final sector, going over the curbs, keeping the momentum going, slightly wide through the 3rd last corner, into the penultimate, easily flat, round the final corner, making sure to hug the inside, not go too wide, and across the line for the championship leader, 23.1, to put himself on the front row. As for Chubster, 5 thousandths up in the first. A 10th and a half up in the middle, 52.9 to Josh's 53.0. Chubster's looking good, and he's got some good pace. He's got the Alpine of Birdie ahead of him. Birdie on a invalid lap. So Chubster's just got to navigate his way through the final couple corners. And if it's close with Josh, it might be wing dependent that Chubster's running slightly lower wings. So around the final corner then for the Ferrari, a 23.5. Unfortunately, he did not improve. He lost all his advantage, which kind of backs up the theory that maybe Josh is running higher wings and Chubster's running low wings. But yeah, look at that. both Saubers in the top 4 at the moment. As across the line for Yonder to go at P7. Quite a way off the pace at the moment. Eggy round the final corner then. Let's see what he can do. If he can find just over a tenth, he's found himself at the front of the second row. But it's going to need to be quite a good lap to challenge for the front. But into turn 2 and 3 then. Darting round. Finishing the first set to split then. 17-6. They're all doing 17-6. There's a bit of a slide there in turn 5 as he's really trying to find the limit. I'm pretty sure that was 1,000th slower than Chubster and about 61 thousandths off what Josh Hewitt was doing. So he's still in this, but that was quite the slide into 5. So heavy braking into the chicane then. An area of track which we have seen so many moments over the years, over the seasons, whether they're bad or good, controversial or poetic. As he finishes the middle set to split. Up by fractions, 23-2. Lacking about 2 tenths to what Josh and Chubster were doing. There's Adam to make it 15 people. As Eggy won't have too much traffic on this lap. But he needs to hope he can nail this last sector to find at least 3/4 of a tenth to maybe put him ahead of Chubster. It's going to need to be a really good last corner as well for the Mercedes. And he'll run to the line then. And he will go P3. He did find quite a bit of time in the last sector. So he's put himself ahead of Chubster. Dello now beginning his run with 6 minutes to go. As we see Sombra down by a tenth and a half in the first sector. He was doing a 5. Anyway, as for Dello, finishing the first sector, we'll see what he can do. Don't discount Frosty Life either. He's getting in the slipstream of the Mercedes. 52.6 as Sombra gets out the way. So I'm pretty sure Sombra's just given Frosty a mega tow round this lap. And Frosty Life, who's had quite a few poles to his name, he knows how to get a good lap done, is looking strong. Yeah, that's Sombra not going to improve at the moment. But wow, as in the background, we see him into the wall there. But now we see, can Frosty Life take provisional pole round the final corner for the Haas? And it's P3, unfortunately. He did lose some time. Half a second's worth. But he finds himself up in third with 1 run to go. Anyway, we look back to Dello. Where is he gone? Back on the track. Going way off at the exit of 9. As Christian's unfortunately left. You see Nathan into the top 10 then. Birdie the only one not to set a time. Still waiting for Adam to take control of that second Alpine. Frost needs to head back into the pit lane. And it's the calm before the storm then. 4 minutes 20 seconds on the clock. As for, I guess, the pole position award this season, it's Sam and Enric, both on 5 poles each. Then Josh Hewitt on 3. Stelios, who's not racing today, on 3. Drifting, who is also not here today, on 2. La Sombra on 2, looking to make it a 3rd. And Chubster on 1 as well. So who's out there? Warren currently on an outlap, I believe. Noah's about to begin his lap. Nathan's just back into the pit lane. Top 6 all in the pit still with just under 3 minutes to go. in the final qualifying session of the season, of the game, for these drivers. And let's see what Noah can do then. Finishing the first sector split. 14 thousandths down, 17.7. He's lacking about a tenth and a half to what the top guys are doing. Simon out there. I think it went P11 to go 8 thousandths ahead of Christian. Birdie, 17.7 as well for the first sector, just like Noah, who's about 5 to 6 seconds down the road. So Noah up by 2 and a bit tenths by the middle sector. Birdie, 54.0, obviously hasn't done a time yet. And just under 2 minutes to go then. And 4 of the top 6 are out on track. Still waiting for Chubster and Eggy, who are literally just onto the track now. As Simon had to try and get past Dello there. As the first Red Bull crosses the line to go P8 and find an improvement of nearly half a second. He's put himself ahead of Yonder. And now we see what Birdie can do. With 2 corners to go then. The only one not to set a time in the session, and it's a 36.9. I'm pretty sure he'll go again. Does he have the battery? No. So that might actually be it for Birdie. Don't know what mistake he made there. But Dello's now began his final run, followed by his teammate Josh Hewitt. The championship leader, as Warren's out in 7th, will start his final run now, as around the final corner will come Frosty Life, and then Sombra, and then we'll wait for Eggy and Chubster to be the last 2 over the line. Yonder will be the first one, as he's currently doing the last sector, trying to give it absolutely everything. He knows a potential P7 is on the line, and if you can find even more time, you can see how close it is up to 4th. As stopped there is Noah. Round the final corner for Yonder then in the final qualifying session. And he goes P2 with a brilliant lap at the end. He found so much time, he's put it on the front row. What a lap from Yonder. And now we see who can challenge that. I'm pretty sure Birdie's done with qualifying. He is. What about Dello? He's just got ahead of one of the Red Bulls. Josh Hewitt has found nearly a 10th. What about Frosty Life? He's also flying. What about Sombra? He's down in the first sector. And he's down in the middle sector. He can't find an improvement on his time. So round the final corner for Dello to see where he can put his Sauber on the front row now. But we're going to see some more changes. Josh Hewitt trying to find the time. Look how close it is. And surely this would be good enough to get him on the front row. But is it good enough for pole? The championship leader crosses the line. He's missed out by 64 thousandths. What about Frosty Life? Across the line. Frosty Life has taken pole position in Abu Dhabi. Unless Eggy or Chubster can deny him. Sombra at the end did not improve. So it's either Frosty, Eggy or Chubster. Round the final corner for Chubster. 1 pole to his name so far this season. Will start 7th. Eggy is the last man to deny. Frosty Life, who goes P4. Frosty Life is on pole position for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. He's been on excellent form, and finally a pole position rewards him for all that good effort. He's on pole for the season finale. And where we saw Yonder go 2nd, it's dropped him now to 6th. Due to all these improvements. So Josh starts 3rd. It's a comfortable 3rd. Considering Sam's down in 14th. Adam has still not picked a car. But yeah. Fair play. So yeah, by 69 thousandths, Frosty Life is back on pole. And I'm pretty sure, well, I'm certain he'll want to stay where he is by the end of lap 29. Sombra on the front row. His banker was good enough for second. He just couldn't improve after that. Josh went third with a solid lap. Eggy on the pace in fourth. Dello fifth. That's got to match, I believe, his best qualifying of the season. Or if it is his best qualifying of the season. Ahead of Yonder on the third row. Chubster, unfortunately, couldn't quite find enough time. It's seventh. Very close between them all. As Christian's now only just back in. And Adam did not choose a car. So it will be 14. Meaning, well, this season in Tier 2 has never dipped below 14 people. It's always been either 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 or 20. So that's really good. I think this is the third time we've had 14. There's been like 2 times we've had 15. Quite a lot 16, quite a lot 17, quite a lot 18. A few times 19, I think once 20. Yep, the drivers will load onto the grid then. And select their strategy, fuel loads, setup tweaks. And you can hear those ticking noises to signal the start of the formation lap, where we will build up the suspense to a 29 lap race to salute the end of what has been a fabulous season. So let's have a look at tyres then. Frosty Life and Sombra, the front row, both start on the hard compound tyres, as does Dello and Warren. Everyone else on the mediums, including Sam L at the back. And oh, Adam did get in a car, but it's not his car. He's supposed to be in the Alpine, but the game has given him the Aston Martin. The thing is, Adam, this is his 13th race. And in his first 12 races, he has yet to pick up a point. He's been here since the start of the season. And he has still not claimed that point he wants. And if he does claim a point today, that's kind of ironic that he's going to do it in the car that he's not driven in all season. But if he does score any points, they will go to Alpine, not Aston Martin. As that's Simon and Birdie already on the grid. We haven't had a person disqualified on the formation lap for a while. But yeah, Sam's got it all to do then. He doesn't actually start last, though, even with a qualifying ban, as Adam did join late. So Sam can get Christian, because Christian's ghosted. He'll only take control after the race. So Sam is pretty much guaranteed 13th at the moment. I'm pretty sure he'll make light work of Birdie and Simon and Nathan. And by the end of the first lap, we could see Sam into the top 10. Potentially, but I'm sure when he gets up to the likes of Noah and Warren and maybe even his teammate, there could be struggles. And well, we know how good Josh Stewart is at the start, and he's on the mediums compared to the top 2. So Josh knows all he needs today is 9th or better. Just points, and I say that plural because if he scores singular and Sam wins and they're level on points, Sam wins on countback. He has one more P2 to Josh. They'll both have the same amount of wins. As a look at that, you can see the top 2 literally facing one another. That's going to be so interesting down into turn 1. But behind them, Josh Stewart knows he can be on top of the world today. Like I said, top 9 finish. No matter what Sam does, he is world champion and achieves his dream. This is it then, the finale, the title decider, under the lights in Abu Dhabi. Frosty Life versus Sombra off the line, and what a start from Eggy! What an incredible launch, with the 2 Mercedes leading in formation with Josh Hewitt into P3, and going wide there is Dello dropping right down the order. Samuel already up to 10th. That was incredible from Eggy, going straight into the lead as Christian's already got a time penalty. 2 Mercedes fighting into turn 1 then. Christian's out. And that's already become 14. As we see, Samuel's up to 9th now. Right behind his teammate as Nathan has spun down the order and down to P14. Eggy leads then from Sombra and then Josh Hewitt, who stayed where he was, even on the mediums. But Eggy on the mediums really got the job done. Warren up to 4th as well. Frosty down to 5th from pole. Simon up to 6th. What a start from him. As, yeah, we see biggest gainers, and it is Simon and Sam L. But Simon's under pressure from Yonder. And he's ghosting all the time, which is not going to help Yonder's chances. Chubbs are all over the back of this. They're losing DRS, though. And Chubbs is going to try and get past Yonder, who gets forced off. And Sam's already ahead of Yonder now. That's a big name. And if Sam really wants his teammates' help, he'll let him go. But all aboard the Simon train. That's dividing the top 5 from the rest. And they've got to make sure they get past him quickly but cleanly. As going wide there is Simon checking his mirrors. As Sam is all over the back of Chubster already on the first lap of the race. Sam has pretty much halved the field. But he's really getting held up. That was an incredible launch. Just from nowhere, the Mercedes took off. But now he's got Somber and Josh all over the back of his Mercedes. And yeah, Dello went wide at turn 1. Yeah, so much happening here. As look how slow Simon is through turn 5. But now they'll have the DRS as we see Josh Hewitt in the slipstream. But his teammate has the DRS, has the slipstream, so to say, and goes into first. And Josh goes into second. And Eggy drops to third. As Sam flying through. We see in the background, Chubster has been sent into the wall. And I wouldn't be surprised if that was Simon. You would, yeah, exactly. He's dropping down the order. I was going to say, you wouldn't really expect him to be this high in a race. And eventually, he was going to drop down the order. As Sam L, under pressure from Yonder. And Yonder's back in front. These two need to work together. 4 seconds already. That is how much time they have lost to the front guys. It doesn't even really matter about if Sam was with the top guys and was leading. Josh is fine in second at the moment. I mean, Christian's asking for an invite, but it doesn't matter. He's out of the race. Birdie now gets a time penalty. Chubbs is going to have to change his front wing. Sam L up 7 places after the first 2 laps then. And Sombra and Josh back in front of Eggy. But this top 5 is going to be very interesting. 3 of them on hards, 2 of them on mediums. And Yonder's going to need... Sam's going to need to pray that Yonder works well with him. For them to close up and hope that these 5 start to battle. Josh 70%, Sombra 75%. As he's going to have the DRS with the slipstream. Eggy just keeping by at the moment. Josh close to Sombra. He's going to go for it to the inside. And Warren is there as well with Eggy. Getting his elbows out. Slight contact. Sombra's now been spun round. And that was close to Josh as well. Not quite sure what happened there. But yeah, Sombra's now with these guys. And now he's under pressure. And here comes Sam. Close to Yonder. Close to Sombra. Sombra goes defensive. Sam round the outside. As Birdie's out. On track. And that's a virtual safety car. He's gone straight on. Very interesting stuff. As well, it's only a virtual. But I really do want to see what happened there with Josh and Sombra. As Simon's got a drive through. And none of the leaders are obviously pitting. 3 laps into the race. Yeah, let's just have a look at that. I'm just having a check now. So Josh gets ahead of Sombra. Ah, Sombra's just lost on his own. That's really unfortunate. And right now, these guys just have to keep to the delta. And, yeah, their priority should be not speeding, pretty much. Oh, a lot of people tuning in, jeez. DRS enabled, and no one's got a drive through after it ended. Just Simon, who got it during, or before. As we see, Frosty and Warren really at it. Frosty caught Warren napping slightly. And to the inside, the Haas will become the second hard runner at the moment. Warren's still there to the inside, making Frosty have to lose more time to Eggy in front. And now Warren's going to try and fight back on the Haas. Eggy still keeping with Josh. So yeah, rare mistake from Sombra there to drop him down the order. Sam L is up to 5th. Incredible. As Yonder did pit, I believe, under the VSC. So Warren still ahead of Frosty Life. Dello and Noah fighting away in 7th and 8th. 2 by 2, 2 by 2. The top 8, 4 different battles. Dello versus Noah to the inside. Dello holds on. Sombra versus Sam. These two are going to be pretty good in terms of swaps when the hards become better than the mediums. This is really bringing Sam L into play. He's done so much right at the moment, but he's got Sombra already making a move. So maybe Sam will just buy into it and let him lead them towards Frosty and Warren. And it's Eggy versus Josh. And wouldn't that be brilliant if Eggy could win his first race at the season finale to carry forward some incredible momentum into next season. I actually don't know if Eggy won the race, if that would put him third in the championship or keep him fourth. I'll have to double check. Simon, I don't know if he served his drive-through or he's made a pit stop. Interesting. As we see Frosty staying behind Warren there. Quick look at the championship. As Frosty's got a run. 18 points between Eggy and Drifting. So, yeah, as Frosty makes the move. If Eggy, who has made the move on Josh, can win the race, he gets third in the championship. As they're all making moves. Sombra back in front of Sam. They're closing up to third and fourth. Eggy leads the Grand Prix ahead of Josh. Both on mediums, trying to pull away. 1.9 to Frosty, Warren, and Sombra all on the hards. They're going to be big names to watch out at the end. And Sam L is getting towed along with this with some good pace. That might have been a warning, however. As we start lap 6, and we see in the background Yonder making moves ahead of Adam, back up into the points. And Nathan, even after his spin, only a few seconds off Noah and Dello. Simon still with the drive-through to serve. Chubstar a long way back. Maybe he's stopped again. 1.1 seconds now. You can clearly see how much Sombra is closing up to these guys. Sam just within DRS to be towed along. And Josh will clearly see that his rival is up to 6th now. But he really shouldn't be worried about that. He knows he needs a top 9 or better. And right now, that is looking very solid at the moment. He can lose 15 seconds and still be in an alright position no matter what Sam does. Warren close to Frosty Life. Sombra now within DRS of the Aston Martin. And we see Josh close to Eggy, but I don't think he'll be close enough for a move. And no moves happening on this lap, but they're building up. Everyone pretty spaced out behind the top 6. That fight between Dello and Noah has now increased to a 5 and a bit second gap. So Dello is going to be a bit on his own. Whether he stays out like last week, we shall see. And yeah, when Sam and Josh were close together last week after trading for so many laps, as he sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix now, pretty close stuff between them all. Sparks did fly. Simon 10-second for speeding. For corner cutting, should I say. It's getting bad from bad to worse. As Sombra ahead of Warren, who's already making a mistake. And can Sam capitalise as well with the ghosting system? He's now up to 5th, but Warren back in front. And yeah, if Simon wants to retire, hopefully he'll do it in the pit lane. Warren all over the back of Sombra, blasting his battery to try and get back ahead. Josh stays behind Eggy for now. And we see Sam close to the back of Sombra. He knows he's got nothing to lose today. And he's going to give it absolutely everything. Josh closing in with a lot of battery on Eggy, who's got a lot of battery himself. To the inside of turn 9 for the lead of the race. Josh ahead of Eggy now. We look further behind. Frosty, Warren, Sombra, Sam. They stay as they are, going wider than those in behind. Adam, time penalty now. 1.5. The leaders are not exactly pulling away as Sombra fighting away with Warren. Back up into 4th. Sam knows this is good stuff. You can see the gap going down. 1.9, 1.5, 1.3. As well, the mediums might be falling off slightly, but you can see how much the top 6 are converging on each other. Even after Sombra spun, they're all pretty close now. Yellow at the back, and that is Noah, unfortunately, with a spin. So that's dropped him behind Nathan and Yonder. So Yonder, who, remember, he pitted, is 18 seconds off the lead. So when these all pit, as Sombra round the outside of Frosty Life. What a move. Goes up into third now. Went off the track a bit there slightly. But yeah, he's up into third with the DRS. So Warren's going to really close in on Frosty as we see Josh and Eggy swap once again. So Warren ahead of Frosty Life as Sam L breaks very late. Runs into the back of Frosty slightly, but has just avoided any damage, I believe, as Warren goes off the track there. Struggling for grip. Sombra back with these guys. As here comes Sam L, close to Frosty Life. As we see a spin in the background. Yellows in turn 9, but Sam has got the move done before they enter it. As, who's this for? Is that Simon? Yes. I think it's probably best to call it a day there for him, as Yonder now gets past Nathan, up into 8th now. But now Sam has fought his way past Frosty Life. And you can see the top 6 are all close to one another. Josh in and Mercedes sandwich there. Simon finally gets back on the track. Keeps spinning. Sombra now, time penalty as Josh Hewitt. What's happened? The championship leader off because idiots are causing yellows. Josh Hewitt off there at Sector 1 and has dropped him out of the trade. Sam L now fighting for P2 as we see 3 wide. Sam gets past Sombra and now Warren's ahead into second as well. Slightly runs into the back of Warren, second lap in a row. He's hit someone there, but Sombra drops down to 4th then. Eggy with a 1.1 second lead. What on earth happened to Josh there? As Sam L started 14th and under 10 laps finds himself in second with his rival down in 6th. But Josh knows it's not the end of the world because it's 9th he needs or higher. So he can maybe catch back up to these guys. I do not know what on earth happened there. Yeah, I was busy telling Simon he may as well retire. I mean, look what he's doing. And we have a virtual safety car because of this idiot. So into the pit lane then. Josh Hewitt trying to benefit from the VSC as the leaders may have just passed it. As, yeah, Simon's getting disqualified. Where even is that? At the end of, yeah. What an idiot. So that's Sombra with a 3, Della with a 3. Josh takes advantage of this virtual safety car, but he's still behind Yonder, who's got quite the undercut. Right. Try and make out on the mini-map what happened real quick, as the top guys obviously just have to prioritise. When it ends, don't get a drive-through. As, well, I say don't get a drive-through. Dello's now got a drive-through. As Sombra caught Warren napping slightly into P3. You can see, I think Sombra has wing damage. Yeah, he's missing his right end plate. So Dello, a drive-through. That'll set him back. As we see the top 5 really close to one another. And yeah, I'm looking at the replay and I really can't see how Josh has done that. I mean, he's fighting with Sombra, to be fair. Oh my god. We see into turn 1 is Sam L about to take the lead of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. As they're all just nose to tail. And yeah, it looked like, heading through here, Sombra was fighting away with Josh. And that sent Josh out, potentially. I'm not too sure. They're getting really close, though. The top 3 really close to one another. The 2 Mercedes and the Ferrari. And Sam has lost a place to Sombra, but now we'll get the exit as Josh in front of Dello, who's into the pit lane. And Sam in the slipstream of Eggy. Which way will he go? He finds the gap to the right. And Sam L is into the lead of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. But Sombra is still putting him under pressure to the inside and retakes the lead. Great fighting between these two. Wheel-to-wheel stuff. Sam leaves the space for Sombra, who gets on the exit, has the DRS. Sam doesn't. And that's going to put him under pressure from Eggy, who's in the slipstream of the Ferrari, of his teammate. And he's going to try and take back the lead. The two Mercedes, wheel to wheel, into turn 9, round the outside. Sombre, even with wing damage, is holding on to Eggy's dying mediums. And Sam just having to keep out of trouble. But he's got, well, trouble with a capital T right behind him of Warren, who's been tagged by Frosty there. Luckily, they've all managed to keep it facing forward, as braking is a big, important deal here when you're in a train like this. And luckily, none have been fully spun round. But who blinks first into the pit lane? Whoa! And Warren's gone straight across into the wall. Maybe with some confusion there heading into the pit lane. It looked like Sam was quite indecisive. And that's completely messed up Warren's race. So Sam into the pits then. He looked like he went right, then back left. And Warren was right behind, I think trying to avoid him. As you'll see Josh Hewitt into turn 1. Sam L exiting the pit lane. And Josh clearly ahead of the Ferrari when he pitted under the VSC. And Sam is going to be ahead of Dello after he served his drive-through. Big drama. That looked so weird. It just looked like Warren was trying to avoid Sam, really. And went straight across, hit the wall or something. They all just had to avoid Sam's manoeuvre there. That'll be interesting to look at. So one thing Josh has been involved in, where he spun. And one thing Sam has been involved in now. Again, I don't think it'll be too detrimental. I'm pretty sure we know who will win the championship here. But it'll still be interesting. Eggy and Frosty, big names in this fight as well, because they don't have time penalties, whereas Warren and Sombra do, and Yonder and Josh are 4.5 ahead down the road of Sam. Well, we've lost Birdie, we've lost Christian, we've lost Simon. Top 3 staying out. We know how much Frosty Life likes to extend a stint. Warren now with another time penalty. I think that may have been a glitch, however, with the pit entry. He will come in to serve his time penalty, to change his front wing, as Sam L now finds himself with a 3-second time penalty. Very major to his race. Maybe pushing a bit too hard on those new hards. And Warren will fix his wing, put the mediums on to go 16 laps now with those. That's going to be quite an issue. And he's missing his wing. He hasn't fixed his wing. You'd really think the game would fix that with the level of damage it has. Anyway, Yonder has nearly been caught by Josh Hewitt, and I'm pretty sure by the next straight he will. So Josh, as much as he was affected, as Yonder's already holding him up slightly, Josh will get ahead of the McLaren. So as much as he got put in a bit of bother by that spin, he's used the VSC to his advantage and is now very much clear of Sam by 5 seconds. Yonder, who pitted very early under the first VSC. His tyres are much more worn. Look back to the leaders. Eggy coming in then. And this will be interesting to see where he appears. But I'm pretty sure after all the stops, Josh Hewitt will be leading this Grand Prix as Noah gets a time penalty. Eggy puts the hard compound tyres on. Josh Hewitt, fastest lap of the Grand Prix. As we have a yellow. That is Dello, who's gone for a spin, who's lost half of his wing now. Warren into the pit lane as well, because he obviously needs to change his wing too. Another yellow. Noah. Same place he had a spin last time. I think he's also damaged his wing. As Eggy comes out 2.3 behind Sam. They're all getting a bit separated now. So many front wings being broken here. As Noah finally finds the right way forward and retires in the pit lane. So then there were 11, and Adam will move up to 11th, to be fair to him. So one more misfortune, as Dello gets a time penalty, and Adam goes off there. And Adam finds himself in the points. Sombra and Frosty still out there. Josh closing in. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to say the least. Nathan's also lost half. How many front wings have been damaged here? Crazy as Frosty gets past Sombra, who's made a mistake. Again, he's spun around the final corner. What on earth is happening? Maybe the hards are just going away from him, but that has let Frosty go now. And he's going to be quick towards the end on the mediums, but you can see how separated everyone is. And yeah, at the moment, we're just past halfway done, and Josh Hewitt knows, no matter what's happened tonight so far, he's still going to become world champion. He's got all 4 wheels on his car, unlike when he was fighting for the championship 3 years ago at the end. He's ahead of his rival, who's got a time penalty, who's been pitted against the odds. He's got to do a last to first and hope his rival, who's a constant top runner, somehow finishes 10th or worse. And at the moment, there's only 10 or 11, there's only 11 places. So Josh would need to finish 10th or 11th. It's going to be something incredibly chaotic and improbable is going to have to happen for that. But at the moment, he's going to look to take the net lead. Look how much he's undercut Frosty and Sombra, who are fighting a bit. They're going to be on mediums, to be fair to them. Yonder still has decent pace, who's found himself up there. As the top 2 carry on. Nathan, time penalty. So we see on the start-finish straight, Sombra trying to overtake Frosty. You'll see the Mercedes round the outside there. And Sombra slides back up into first. I think he just kept it on there. But you can see how much Josh is gaining on these guys. It's one of his best tracks for a reason. And we can see exactly why. Sam closing up to Yonder. Eggy unfortunately falling ever further behind. He's going to have to go for a safety car as well. Pretty much same battery levels for Sombra and Frosty. Chubster getting past Nathan into the box. And hopefully he will be able to change his front wing. Delo's obviously broken his wing. Warren, I'm pretty sure they fixed his. Yeah. Sam just over a second now behind Yonder. Eggy 3.5 behind. He's currently 14 off the lead. So clearly, Sombra and Frosty, when they pit, will be 5th and 6th. Josh Hewitt will inherit the lead of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. And soon, Sam L will be 2nd. The top 2 in the World Championship will be the top 2. And I think that's kind of poetic to see. But it really depends when these guys pit. Because surely you'd think it would be this or next lap. With 13 laps to go. You can see Josh in the background already within sight. As he's got it down to 5 seconds. And I really don't know if Sam's turning up the pace now. And he's closing in on Josh. The gap's still 4 seconds between them. But I'm pretty sure it was nearly 5 when Sam came out the pit lane. So Sam's race pace is still pretty good. But battery-wise, he has had to use a bit more. And he's going to have to hope the Slipstream and DRS tag him along. He's got the same battery as Yonder, so he should still get ahead. Yonder blasting his battery to stay in front of Sam, who's in the Slipstream of the McLaren. And how much is Yonder willing to defend? He goes right. Does Sam. And Yonder doesn't put up a fight. And Sam is up into 4th. Yonder will have DRS, but I'm pretty sure he probably won't fight Sam too much. Yeah, he's kept to medium for now. So, 3.3 seconds is the gap between Josh and Sam. And Eggy. It's now his turn to try and close up to Yonder. Half a minute back is Chubster, who was on pretty old tyres, I'm pretty sure. As with that, Frosty's lost well over over a second of Sombra. As they both stay out again. So, looks like Frosty Life is struggling here. Josh Hewitt is nearly going to have a whole pit stop over these guys. Remember, he pitted under the virtual safety car. If he didn't, and it was a normal green flag pit stop, he may have found himself round about just in front of Eggy, and Sam would be leading. And then it really would have been interesting to see if Sam and Josh would have been close on track. But at the moment, 3 seconds separate them, and I'm sure Sam's going to give it his all. He is on fresher tyres to his rival by 2 laps, as he's already gapped Yonder by a second. Eggy closing in now. Josh just keeping his battery constant. And you can see the Haas ahead of him, who's already 2.6 behind now of Sombra. And I'm sure Sombra will be flying towards the end, but I really don't see him being able to make up all that time, especially if he changes his front wing. Yeah, a reminder, he's doing this to Frosty with a damaged wing. So clearly he's got some good pace. And the gap just staying constant at 3.1. Eggy closing it. And, well, he's going to try and stick within 3 seconds of Sam to pick up what would be a 15th podium, to genuinely just break that record of... As Frosty Life now gets a 3, but he has entered the pit lane, so I believe that may be the glitch warning. So, hint of salt for Frosty Life. Yep, Sombra is changing his wing. That might get Frosty back out ahead. Josh Hewitt into the lead then, with 10 laps to go, ahead of Sam L, who's taken the gap down by 4/10. Yonder's still staying out. Eggy nearly within a second of Yonder. Frosty is ahead of Sombra because of his wing change. They are going to be quite a way back. As Sombra slides out of the pit exit. 10 to go then. They have got a big mountain to climb. 13 seconds on these guys. They might get Yonder, but I'm not too sure. Jobster 10 second, 4 speeding in the pit lane now. Dello up in a 7th. Warren up in a 8th. Jobster's going to go onto the mediums. 2.6. The gap's coming down. And Eggy within DRS now of Yonder. Right. 19 seconds off the lead. Sam L currently just doing enough to keep hold of second. That would be quite good if the top 2 finished first and second. It's been a brilliant drive from Sam L nonetheless, from 14th to be second. And to be honest, without that virtual safety car, he would be winning. It's been a champion's drive from him, like it was a champion's drive 2 weeks ago in Vegas from Josh Hewitt. These two have proven why they are the two to beat, as Eggy is ahead of Yonder into turn 1. Haven't seen many overtakes there in recent seasons, but there's been quite a few today. I mean, that start really will need to be looked at. If it's one of those where he's literally just decided to let go and guess when the lights are coming on, unless they generally just had that bad of a start, Sombra and Frosty on the hards, and Josh just didn't get the right getaway either. I'm really unsure. Yonder's close with a lot of battery, to be fair, on Eggy. And for Eggy's sake, he'll hope that Yonder doesn't fight him. And I don't think Yonder will. Yonder doesn't really want to get involved in too much. That's probably why he's such a beloved character in the leagues he's in. He doesn't really want to cause too much. But yeah, Eggy is ahead. And look at that. Sam L has got the gap down to 1.6 seconds. Maybe we are going to see a fight between the top 2. But remember, it doesn't matter. Even if Sam is ahead, Josh knows there is no risk involved losing to Sam because he's got that penalty and he knows he just needs 9th or better, even if Sam won the race. So it's all in Josh's control then. 9 to go. But Sam is giving it absolutely everything. And Eggy is ahead of Yonder. 10 seconds now. Frosty ahead of Sombra, who's not within DRS yet. 19 seconds, goes down to 16 seconds. This is actually going to be a bit close. Sombra, fastest lap of the Grand Prix. Within a second now of Frosty Life. And they're going to have to try and work together. As we see Warren all over the back of Dello, who's not fixed his wing. To the inside, we see Warren getting past Dello. Good move. Even if it's on a damaged car. Warren, with 9 seconds, will now have to try and gap. As Yonder back in front of Eggy now. So he's going to get involved. Maybe he's realised we have to trade to keep Frosty and Sombra at bay. As Yonder, trying to give the space, goes off the track. 1.5 now. Sam really showing that he has good straight line speed, I believe. It's this part of the track where Josh seems like he has lower wings, like I discussed in qualifying. Sombra past Frosty, Chubster, another time penalty. Time is running out. 1.3 seconds though. Sam is putting the pressure on Josh, who's about to lap Adam. And if he caught him at the right part, Josh may have got DRS, but I'm pretty sure he'll be able to get past him before that detection into turn 5. 1.2 now. Josh going to be slightly compromised into 1 with a ghosted car. And will not have DRS. 1.1 seconds now, as Yonder's fallen outside of a second of Eggy as well. Sombra, fastest lap of the Grand Prix. Absolutely flying. 1 second now as they cross the detection point. Sam pushing to his absolute limit, and it's rewarded him with DRS. The two title protagonists then are going to battle on track. Here we go then. Sam closing up to Josh. He's been tremendous with race pace. He's closed a 4-second gap to his rival. And if this really was maybe less than 7 points in the championship, this would be it. This would be the cinematic moment. But unfortunately, it's a slightly bit more than that. It's 24 with 25 to go. So hopefully they can just give us a good fight. And with 7 laps to go, that might be what happens from now till the end of the race. Adam falling a bit further behind. You can imagine this is drifting. But Josh, I don't know. Is he coasting? Is he just not pushing at the moment? Not taking too much life out of his tyres? He's certainly feeling the pressure. Because I believe that may have been a warning. Here we go then. 7 laps to go. And down the inside. Sam L wastes no time to take the lead and catch one over his rival. It's P1 for Sam L ahead of Josh Hewitt on lap 23. That was a send and a half. Very risky, but it was very good. Eggy, 3.6 behind, 2 ahead of Yonder now, who's going to get eaten up by Sombra and Frosty soon. Well, Frosty's lapping at the same pace to Sombra, but I'm pretty sure it's because of DRS. And now Josh has turned to fight back with a lot more battery on Sam. He's in the slipstream with the DRS. The two title protagonists fly by, where we saw 2 other drivers, one in being a Ferrari a few years ago, have a big crash at the end of this straight, where I yelled out someone else's name. Dello, time penalty, and now we're going to see Josh use his battery, fly past Sam, give him a cheery little wave, and we'll get back into the lead of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. So these two carrying on then. Don't really want to take my eyes off this in case something happens. You can see the gaps to your left closing down. Josh in none. Sam to the inside. He's still not wasting time. And Josh back on the power in front. And yeah, like I said, Sam's got nothing to lose. And he's giving it everything. These two, who have had battles in the past, are having one tonight. And they lock wheels slightly. And Sam back in front, getting his elbows out, wasting no time whatsoever. This battle is actually bringing Eggy into play slightly. He's closing up to these guys within 3 seconds of Sam. And is that all Sam can do? Hold them up. Hopefully Josh falls down the order. I mean, look at the top 6 compared to after. I mean, Sam can try all he wants, everything in the rulebook, everything in his playbook, but it's just not going to really happen, is it? As Josh goes to the inside. Once again, we see these two putting on a show at the end of the season. We've seen them fight so many times for victories like Britain and Netherlands, and today as well. As Sam, big slide on the exit there, but he has the DRS to keep him back within a second. We've seen them, oh, and Bahrain as well. So many races decided between a slight input of turning or braking between these two. And yeah, races like Bahrain and Britain and Netherlands, and even recent ones like Qatar, were big fights between these guys. They have tripped over each other a few times. The big one obviously being Qatar, which was Sam's fault for going slightly left on Josh and putting them both nearly in the wall. And, well, there was obviously Bahrain to last corner. Is Sam going to try and move? No, he's going to stay behind Josh for now. There was Bahrain at the last corner where Josh sent Sam wide a bit, but that wasn't too bad. But yeah, it's unfortunate Sam has missed a few races. Josh has entered every race because that 24-point lead would definitely be lower than what it is. Josh going defensive then with 5 laps to go. And Eggy watching this unfold. He knows he needs second to be level on points with Drifting, but Drifting obviously has that win from the opening round. So Drifting and Eggy would be level on points, but Drifting would still hold on to third unless he can overtake Josh Hewitt and win his first Grand Prix. And look at that. Yonder is under big pressure from Sombra. And he's cleared him. Frosty has fallen well behind Sombra. Do not discount Sombra as Josh back in front of Josh back in front of Sam. Oh, this is going to be close. Look at that. 6 seconds. 5 laps. Is Sombra going to do it? Will he close up enough? Josh Hewitt now gets a 3-second time penalty. And suddenly, the man in third can see a potential win. Josh has been put under big pressure by Sam. And they're really giving it all wheel to wheel across the line on lap 26. Eggy's right up with these guys. The more they battle, that allows Sombra to gain as well. We don't know who's got unfair warnings and whatnot heading into the pit lane. But that's Josh Hewitt's third warning. And Eggy now looks set on victory. For the first time ever. He could have won in Vegas 2 weeks ago. He crossed the line as the winner. Got a time penalty in the last 15 seconds of the race to deny him. But right now in Abu Dhabi, 52 races in. He's tried so many times. This will be his 15th podium. Just like Mika Hakkinen and Lando Norris and all that stuff. And he's seeing himself with a few laps to go in victory territory. Yonder may still hang on to 5th after pitting so early. We see the top 2 fight again then. Josh versus Sam. Eggy knows he doesn't really have to do too much. And, well, how much wear do those mediums have for Sombra? Because the gap is not exactly going down as much as it did. The top 2 bang wheels, they're really getting their elbows out. And Eggy has joined the fight. And this is getting serious. We're in the final 3 laps of this World Championship. And Dello is causing yellows. But as soon as they cross that line, we do not have enough laps for an end of race safety car. And Sam to the inside of Josh. The Sauber versus the Ferrari round the outside. And Sam loses the car as Josh tried to hang on. And that's dropped Sam down the order. Josh hung it round the outside. I think Jake gave just enough space to Sam there. That's promoted Eggy up in a second. Sombra closing up too. Oh, and the battle got a little too hasty for a few. And what, Sam went... What? He went for the inside. Josh hung it round the outside. Did Sam go into Josh? Did Josh not leave enough space? Whatever the case. It was a brush. And it really did look like Sam overcorrected that a lot. But, because he's lost a lot. Oh, he's lost so much time. And he's now spun. Lost both end plates on the left and right. And I think that really is championship over, unfortunately. Race over for Sam L. It was looking good. But now he finds himself in 6th. He can pit if he wants. Go for fastest lap. But he has done all he can. He knew it was a long shot anyway today. And I think no matter what, you give Josh a minute of penalties. I think we all know what the result was going to be even before the race started. Sam L, another time penalty. We're on to the penultimate lap then. And it is really how it started with the 2 Mercedes and the Sauber. However, both Sombra and Josh have penalties and Eggy doesn't. That's the crucial thing. Sam, another time penalty. And he might just try and coast to home in 6th. Eggy knows what he needs to do here. Sombra knows what he needs to do. Eggy just has to make sure he doesn't lose 3 seconds in 1 and a bit laps to Sombra and Josh. He needs to hope the other doesn't hold him up. Eggy blasting his battery, giving it absolutely everything. He's in the slipstream with his teammate and Josh Hewitt. He decides to back off for now, but he's still there with Josh and Sombra now into the lead, ahead of the Sauber. But he goes deep, and Josh is going to try a switchback on the Mercedes. Those mediums wearing off. And Eggy, out of it all, is still putting the pressure on. Josh Hewitt back up into the lead, ahead of Sombra. And Josh is going to be in the lead as we are heading in to the final lap of the Grand Prix until Sombra has decided to get in front instead. Mercedes sandwich, he's been under all sorts of pressure, not just this race, but all season long for Josh Hewitt. And it looks like Eggy is going to take his first ever victory, and it's absolute scenes. But we start the final lap of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix and the season as a whole. And for Josh Hewitt, it's a lap that's going to have all the emotions start to sink in for him as he's still fighting out there on track. This is the man who fought for the Tier 2 Championship 6 seasons ago, but he missed out from unfortunate circumstances. However, from that day, he vowed to redeem himself and would stop at nothing to claim back the championship he thoroughly has deserved. And now, 3 years later in the making, he's gone to Tier 2's 10th chapter with a chance to rewrite the history books, to deliver the ultimate conclusion to an incredible story where he's never given up, and he's given it absolutely everything with every opportunity that has come his way. He has driven like a champion, and now he's going to become worthy of that title as he lets Eggy go. He knows exactly what he needs to do tonight. And through all the unbelievable highs and lows in an extraordinary title fight with his rivals, there can only be one winner. And we're all watching the man who is about to do it. The man in the kick Sauber who is about to kick off the celebrations. He's proved any critics wrong and has been waiting so long for this, as have we. And now we can finally all witness this glorious moment where he came to Abu Dhabi knowing he could achieve his dream. Eggy is going to win the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Josh Hewitt is champion of the world in EXFL Tier 2 Season X. He's done it! The Sauber. Josh, it's triumph at midnight in Abu Dhabi. Eggy has gloriously won his first Grand Prix in his Mercedes. He'll love what he has achieved right at the end there. Josh Hewitt will be ecstatic with the triumph. The world is finally at his feet. And redemption is the biggest word in his vocabulary. Champion of the world. Sam L then at the end, unfortunately, I think he was the one causing yellows. But he's got no front wing. 6th in the end. It was a champion's drive until what happened at turn 1 a few laps ago. Warren 7th. Chubstall come around the final corner in 8th. Adam unfortunately missed out on the points for the final race. Nathan is going to get a point in the final race. Dello's going to finish 9th as well. I'm sure he's happy for his teammate. Going to get more penalties. Actually, Nathan's going to get 9th then with that. Dello crosses in 10th. Nathan will be 9th. And yeah, Josh Hewitt, champion. Josh Hewitt, absolutely ecstatic. Eggy, I'm sure will be very happy. What a race. And while the result may change slightly, and Josh may get a pen or something, I don't know. Maybe he won't. It's 101% crystal clear cut. We know who's won this championship. We knew it was going to go down to the wire. Not exactly in this way. But in a way, that glorious Vegas drive that Josh did from last to first really did cement one hand on the trophy and kind of eradicated any possible chance. It's a Mercedes 1-2 then. It was a Haas 1-2 last time out in Qatar, so teams are really on top of their game here. Incredible. We have a new world champion, and his name is Joshua Hewitt. He's done it. He's finally done it. We all kind of knew it was happening the whole week. The last 7 days. It was kind of sinking in, but it really will now. It's real. Alright, let's get the drivers in. Hope everyone enjoyed that race and this season. It's been a delight. So let's end it with talking to hopefully some of the top 3. I haven't actually spoken to Eggy in a while. I can't talk to Sombra because he's not on Xbox. I'll quickly see what's happening. Alright, I'm going to just go in the Discord and talk to Josh. He might not be able to include his audio. But it doesn't really matter. Here we go then. Let's talk to EXFL Tier 2's newest world champion. Whenever he decides to join the Discord. All the GGs in the chat. Everyone happy. There we go. He's joined the Discord. He's done it. Josh Hewitt, you are the world champion. The world champion. You've done it. Incredible. And you know what? I'm not even going to look at the showroom. I'm going to make a lobby so you can do a lap of honor and some donuts. I think that's only fitting. Incredible. Taking it all in. You've had the last 7 days to try and let it sink in, but I'm pretty sure in that last lap, and especially now, it's all starting to sink in. It is indeed, yep.
I let the Sombra and Eggy through. I was like,
Yep.
I wanted to fight them. I just wanted to weave on the last
You
I just wanted to really sink it in.
you did what Villeneuve did. Just let them go. You've got the championship. Let Eggy have his first win. Let Hakkinen have his. Wow. That is actually history repeating itself, considering Eggy got his 15th podium and first win and whatnot. Actually, I don't know. Are we able to do a one-man race, or does other people have to join? I'll do the race and then I'll retire. Yeah. Wow. Incredible. So just quickly setting this up. Right, I think that should be everything.
3 whole years, Jaden.
Indeed,
3 whole years.
3 years in the making. May 13th, 2022. May 29th, 2025. 1,112 days. End of season 2, which would have been mid 2021. Okay, take this lap in then, as if you've just finished the Grand Prix. A lap of honour for our world champion. Redemption. Yep, indeed. Well, I told you, heading in, no one's ever led the championship for 15 races and not gone on to win the title. So yeah, 16th race, you've led the championship, and this one is the most important. What a career. 11 victories, 30 odd podiums, your 120th Grand Prix, and finally, you can add a world championship to that. So qualifying was pretty close. You qualified third. What happened at the start? Like, well, mainly not even your start. What happened to Eggy at the start? Oh. Fair enough. Well, I don't know if someone joined during the lights or whatnot. It just, yeah, Eggy got quite a long. I guess it didn't matter in the end. There was a lot of swaps, so there wasn't really too much gained. Yeah, and then what happened at turn 3 as he does the donuts? Is that, I'm guessing that's what happened. Yeah. What, like, how did you spin? Right. Alright, do me a favour and quickly retire. We're going to do this again because I forgot to turn ghosting off. Yeah, real quick. We'll just redo that. Like a minute break. But yeah, we can still talk about your. So yeah, you just lost it on your own then with when you were near Sombra or. Right. Right. So it was just a simple spin, and then the VSC came out. I'm guessing the leaders, the timing. Oh right. Right, I see. There we go. Right, we'll try that again. Okay, so that was perfect timing with the virtual safety car then. Otherwise, you probably would have dropped to maybe second or third or whatnot. But then, when the gap was 4 seconds between you and Sam just kept closing it constantly. Was that because of just actual race pace, or did you just not want to push too hard? That's fair. Yeah, it was a great fight. Yeah, I have to look at it. It was one of those like turn 1 things. I think he may have just gone a bit too wide. I mean, doesn't matter. Literally, I don't think whatever happens, you are the champion. And the donuts, the celebratory circles by the kick salver. It has been a tremendous season from you. And clearly, I think the best driver did deserve to win that. And they have. I can't get an off-board view. It really does. You are the 10th Tier 2 World Champion. Kian, Will, Matt, Joe, Thies, Bram, Taze, Logan, Seb, and now your name is up there. You. It was you. It was actually you, yes. Yeah, come on. I mean, your donuts could do with a little work there, but it doesn't really matter. I'm really trying to get an off-board view here, but it's just looking at your helmet the whole time. No, that isn't quite gold. It's the green though. It matches your car. Yeah, absolutely incredible. There we go. Maybe go further down the straight. Like, I really can't get the. I don't know. To be honest, game's been weird, but nonetheless, that has been it. Tier 2 Season X. There we go. Now I'm off board. You could probably maybe go back and do the donuts on the straight, but it's up to you. I will quickly leave to interview Eggy, and then I'll come back, alright? Alright. Eggy. And here he is. Sven, are you there, mate? Hello, mate. Have you included your audio? You've done it. Finally, your day has come, and it's probably on the day that it would probably be the most overlooked due to obviously Josh winning the championship. But you've done it. You've won a Tier 2 Grand Prix. How are your feelings at the moment? Exactly. And with that win, because second or lower, you would have only finished fourth in the standings. Because if you got second, you would have been level with Drifting. But because you've got the win, you also take third in the championship. So that's really good to see. So congratulations on that. I was saying a bit reminiscent of 1997. The champions let you go for your first win, your 15th podium to be your first win. It's so good to finally see that happen, especially after Vegas, when you could have won and then got the penalty right at the end when you were near Josh. So it's nice to see 2 weeks later justice has happened. 52 races, and it's been a long time coming. You drove brilliantly. Can I ask, how many warnings were you on that race? 1. Fair enough. No. So you qualified 4th. Good lap. I'm guessing there was some issues with the start because
you obviously went into the lead heading into turn one. From your POV, what happened? Right. I mean, like I was talking to Josh. There isn't. I don't think there was too much gained because there was still swaps and whatnot. I don't really think you were involved in too much that race though. No, so I don't see why you wouldn't still hold on to this fabulous win. Um, you had it all to do. You stayed out longer than the others. You were about 6 seconds behind Sam, and like 2 seconds behind. No, sorry, 2 seconds behind Sam and 6 seconds behind Josh. And while Sam closed up to Josh and they fought, your race pace was excellent. You still kept it with Sam and closed up when they battled. You got past when you needed to. And was there any communications with your teammate with Sombra, or do you just do your own race? That's fair. Do your own race. Well, either way, it's managed to put both of you Mercedes with a 1-2 finish to end the season. So that's the perfect way to go out. Very nice. And if I can just check the championship real quick. Mercedes, oh, they were fourth anyway. Aston didn't score points. That's close. So Mercedes were 47 points behind Aston, and now they're 4 points behind Aston. Very close. Yeah, that's a good point. But yeah, finally you can tick that one off. First win, and I'm sure next season will look hopefully very promising for you as well. I would assume, well, right now I don't really have any plans to see yourself in Tier 1. I think Tier 2 is fine for you, and it would be nice to see what else you can do after your first win. Because you know how this goes. A lot of people win the last race of a season in a league, and then the next season they go on to do pretty well. So hopefully that will be the case. I'm guessing you're planning to race next season, right? Yeah. Have you got the new game? Not yet. Okay, that's fair. Okay. All right then. All I can say is very well done on today. Finally getting that first victory. We all wanted to see it, and it's been great. Again, a little overshadowed by Josh becoming champion, but nonetheless, congratulations and well done. I will go back into the Discord and talk to Josh, but I will talk to you over the off season and hopefully see you back on the grid for next season. Bye. Right. There we go. Alright then, Josh, final few minutes of the stream. Now we have our off-board. Give us some proper donuts. There we go. World champion. Yeah, that last lap... Oh, great. That last lap, part of me was kind of hoping it wouldn't be too dramatic. I mean, we actually didn't get a safety car that race, which was quite surprising. Your teammate Dello literally had an incident when you were starting the last lap. That could have had a safety car, so that could have been interesting. Was there any communications with Dello in that race, or? That's fair. Last season's world champion, coaching now the newest world champion. And I think that's rather fitting. As obviously you two were teammates in Season 8, and now look at you both 1 year later. Both champions. Exactly. It's Seb, Armano, and then you. He has. Indeed. As hi Sam. No worries. Hello, mate. Yeah, I actually that's a fair point. I really should have interviewed you as well, but it's good you're here now. Obviously, I don't think you can include your audio, but for everyone who's still watching, Sam has joined the Discord call. I got the top 2 in the championship in the Discord, and as much as we're giving props to Josh Hewitt, Sam L really does deserve so much praise as well. He's driven like a champion as today. starting from the back to leading the Grand Prix, fighting his rival. Have you? Go into the pits and change your tyres. And then I'll quickly talk to Sam. Sam, mate, you tried all you could. A valiant effort. And without that VSC, you really would have been comfortably leading, to be honest. But you still fought your way through tremendously. You gave it your all, and you should be proud of that. I will just quickly ask, what happened at turn 1 with Josh? Doesn't matter. Fair enough. Was it... Jeez. Into turn 3, was it you on the last lap causing yellows, or was it Chubster? On the last lap, I saw a red dot like causing yellows in turn 3. Okay, maybe Chubster then. It doesn't matter. But yeah, runner-up in the championship in, well, I guess your rookie season in the EXFL. It's been a brilliant season from you. 5 poles, 4 wins, a lot of great battles and overtakes, and you should be very proud. And like I said, if you had done the races you missed, it may have been a lot closer, but even without that and achieving all this, very, very, very good stuff. So you should be happy, and congratulations. A good respect between the two, which is always great to see. And yeah, wow, that's it. Tier 2 Season X is done. On to F1 25. Crazy. I take it, Josh, you will be keeping to your word like you said at the start of the season. This will be it for you. Or, I don't know. He's going to have to think about it, ladies and gentlemen. Yep. 4-ish years, yeah. Yeah, that can be for another day. Today is all about you with your championship. You can think about what comes after later. I just wanted to see any sort of little glimpse of your opinion. But yeah, I mean, that's one way to take a lap backwards. Great. Okay, wow, 22 races. We were there in Melbourne for the opening round, where you two were both on the front row. Obviously, Sam was in the Haas. You two both finished 7th and 9th. It wasn't the greatest of races. Round 2, Sam didn't even race, I don't think. And Josh, you retired. And then Japan, where Sam had one of his many champions drive to dominate in the wet there. And you finished, 5th, 6th? Bahrain, you two first had sparks fighting for the win in the early stages in round 4, where it led Josh to claim victory. Saudi, Sam, you won Saudi, I believe, fighting with Marine. And Josh, you finished like P5, yeah. Imola, well, Emmerich won that one. But yeah, 4th and 7th. Yeah. Then there was Spain, where obviously, Sam, you had that instant with drifting. And Josh, you fought Stelios for the win, finishing 3rd in the end. Canada, which was a crazy race, which saw both you finish 8th and 10th. Austria. Yeah. Austria, 1st and 3rd. A brilliant commanding drive. Sam, you were getting you were gaining so much due to your ability to not get warnings around that track. And then the big one, Britain, fighting for the win on the last lap. The swap, the closing in, a bit reminiscent of today actually. Sam chasing you down and trying to win. And that was obviously a pretty big important move, because if Sam didn't overtake Josh on the last lap, we wouldn't have had a title decider today. It would have been wrapped up last week. And then there was Belgium, where Sam and Enric were
glued together the whole race. Josh finished 9th in the end, Sam 2nd. Then there was Hungary. Sam 4th, Josh 6th. Netherlands, once again, the third race, you two fought for the win, with Josh coming out on top this time, just ahead of Sam, which was a great fight. Italy, Josh making history, breaking the all-time record. Sam, you getting killed, I guess, at the end, but still getting 5th. Baku, where Josh finished 6th, and Sam finished 2nd. Yep, another swap, twist and turn. Singapore, Josh finished 2nd, Sam did not race. So that was also a big race for the championship. Texas, though, Sam didn't race, and Josh retired. It's just not a good race there. Mexico, Josh retired, and Sam won the race. So that was a big turn as well. I knew that. Josh finished 6th, and Sam won the race. It's just because you had like a really bad string of races near the end. And because you had like a pretty solid lead, and then it went down to like 2 points. So yeah, and then Sam got that glorious win in Mexico, and then we moved on to Brazil. Sam once again didn't race, hoped for a miracle. That miracle happened because Josh only scored 1 point. And then there was Vegas, I guess the defining race of the season, where Josh went from last to first, and Sam, I think without that spin, probably would have been 2nd. Yeah. If you got rid of the pen, yeah, you would have only gained 1 place to 5th, but yeah. Yeah, that was Vegas, and then Qatar, where you two obviously not for the last time, I don't think, battled, and it didn't exactly end up well. But then the safety car came out, and in the end, 3rd and 5th, and that led to today, where Sam had his quali ban, started last, was still fighting for the win, incredibly. 6th in the end, Josh 3rd. Don't know if anything with that will change. It really won't matter anyway. But yeah, that's been your season rundown. 2 of the best drivers we've ever had, I think, going toe to toe. Unfortunately, drifting obviously was in that, and then fell short at the end. What, in the championship, you mean? Yeah. Eggy's beaten drifting. Eggy's 3rd. If Eggy finished 2nd, they would have been level, but drifting would have beaten him because he obviously has 1 win to Eggy's 0. But now Eggy's 7 points ahead of drifting. So yeah, what are we at? Nearly 100 minutes. Okay, you can do this last lap, then Josh, and then some donuts, then I'll actually end the stream. Yeah. Have you enjoyed the Sauber? Because obviously you got that penalty for last season, and then got placed in this. Exactly. Yep. Yep. It's fitting. Yeah. No, it's fitting. It suits you. And yep, Sam was telling me earlier he was happy that he got the Ferrari and whatnot this season. I'll obviously talk to both of you in the off season about next season and stuff. But yeah, great fast lap, Josh. But yeah, that's fair. But yep, that has been it. Tier 2, Season X, and it'll be rounded off with Josh Hewitt, champion of the world. And you do need to watch back this stream, Josh. I'm pretty sure you will. Do you usually watch them back, or? Ha, nice. So yeah, this will obviously go to YouTube and whatnot, like always. Yeah, what a season. 10 seasons, 5 years, and hopefully it will continue. And it's looking good though. F1 25 is looking promising.
Yeah, it's really good.
You got the game then? You've been playing it?
Yeah, I won £200 yesterday. So
Oh really? Oh, fair enough. Sam, what about you, mate? Have you got the new game or? Oh, that's fair. All right, cool.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure. And as much as you can't include your audio, Sam, is there any like final message you want to say? Exactly. All right, and again, even though you don't include your audio, Josh, to seal out the season and the stream, any final word from you? I didn't create the league. Yes, we shall see indeed. That has been it then. Tier 2 Season X. Josh is champion. Ferrari are Constructors champion. It's been one of the best seasons we've ever witnessed in every aspect. Attendance, battles, overtakes, and so much more. Chaos and triumph. And in the end of it all, now we greet the off-season to take a bit off. And then we'll be back for Tier 2 Season 11. And what stories may inflict upon there. But for now, that has been it. And we will see you next time.